hearing about the practice, but I also would like to share and like to hear about what people are doing differently now, because I've done a lot of different things, and I know, people that are here on this call right now have. But
that is the power of discernment. You rightly said. Discernment is not only to succeed in meditation, but also it helps in our personal, professional, social life, in day-to-day activities. That's a great understanding. Look at it, Christina. That is how, at this young age, if you start your journey with these principles, the life will always be beautiful. That's a beautiful point you said. You see, all these principles are not only for the journey of the self discovery. The self discovery impacts your personal, professional, social life. Isn't it? What do you think, Stephen?
Oh, I completely agree. I feel like I've shared with you, Sam and I talk about this all the time. And, we, as I mentioned last time, just being able to talk amongst each other and learn about how it's affecting, and then, having being able to have those aha moments and those realizations that, like, oh yeah, I am experiencing that. I just don't have clarity on it. And we're able to, exchange that knowledge to create the wisdom and take us to the path of enlightenment.
Beautiful. That is what we should do. We should not shy. And if we find another person who is close to us and who is ready to talk and communicate and discuss, that will definitely help us a great deal. It removes lot of confusion.
Girish, I just read a book. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Christina. Your turn.
Oh, no, it's okay. I was just going to add really quick to that. What I've experienced is I moved back home, so I'm in my family's home where I grew up, and really the humility aspect I've fully embraced, because breaking from my generational XYZ, that's been the biggest thing for me, and just taking it all with humility has been the greatest. And it's literally you just have to laugh at it, because it's I'm in peace now. You all have the peace. Let's all do it, So, but it is interesting.
Good. Wonderful.
Girish, have you read or heard of Dr. Nicole LaPera? She's got an Instagram page. It's called The Holistic Psychologist. She just wrote a book called How to Do the Work, which combines Eastern principles, Western principles, and talks a lot about physical trauma, body health, and how a lot of her patients, when she first became a psychologist, were dealing with irritable bowel syndrome or other physical symptoms and she talks about kind of how to heal those all together. But the big thing that I told Uncle Stephen, which I've been embracing, is she says to feel comfortable being misunderstood. Because now that we're all on these calls and we're learning all this stuff, I feel like I'm a stranger to everybody else, and they have no idea what I'm talking about or saying, and I don't think they misunderstand it. It's kind of funny that I'm making it clear what I need from them, or where my boundaries lie when I'm not willing to hang out with people, when I'm tired, and they're like, whoa, you don't want to drink anymore? I'm like, no, I don't want to drink anymore. Everybody's so invested
Yes,
in me, and it's funny. So I'm misunderstood, and that's my thing for the week, and that's cool. It's fine.
I think perhaps I have not read her, but the way you are talking about her, so she is definitely integrating the Eastern with the Western wisdom. So only difference in the Eastern wisdom that we keep our focus on self-discovery, and the rest falls into its place. So that I'm really happy that we can go deeper and deeper by it. So we have been understanding what is our essential nature, real self. So if we are not clear about departure and the arrival point, then we have a confusion. What is our departure point from the current life internally in terms of our behavior, thoughts, feeling, aspirations, goals, etc. Then the master beautifully asks by giving an example. The sun is sun because of light, fire is fire because of heat, sugar is sugar because of sweetness. Now fill in the blanks. I am because of stress. Not possible. But we make it possible in our mind, and then the journey of the stress and anxiety starts. I am because of my honey. And if the honey leaves me, then the problems are. Look at, can we add poor and rich Bill Gates together? 27 years of loveless life. So I am because of loveless life. It does not work at all in our life. So then our masters put forth an argument. You love peace. Don't you love peace? Yes, that is your nature. I love happiness. Yes, love. Happiness is my nature. I love knowledge. That is my nature. I love to survive. That is my nature. Existence. I am existence. Because of which the body, mind, intellect, ego, thought exist. Did you get it? I like to survive. It means that instinct of survival enters into my head naturally because I am existence. But I think I exist because of the body, mind, breath, intellect, ego, and the thoughts. And there the problem starts. That is a great confusion, and that confusion is known as ignorance. That confusion is known as delusion. That confusion is known as Maya. Oh, you have heard the word Maya from the Eastern wisdom. That confusion is known as delusion, Maya, ignorance, impure mind. We are understanding still the very first principle because that will take us to a deeper and a higher level. So there is another way of understanding. Ask yourself, what is the subject matter? The subject matter is real self. Who will study? This subject. Who is ready to study? A seeker, a qualified seeker. So qualified seeker means that my focus is on the real self. And what is the result? End of suffering, end of insecurity, end of fear, and awakening to permanent peace and happiness. So after this session, start thinking what exactly is the subject matter. This is one way to think. And the other way to, what is the goal of my life? What exactly is the goal of my life? Wealth, good. So I keep on accumulating wealth, but the insecurity continues. In other way, more the wealth, greater the insecurity. Have you seen that? I have to secure it. Now I have been continuously earning the wealth, and then what happens is sense of feeling, if feeling comes into my mind, it is not helping me to get freedom from the insecurity. So let me gain some power. So wealth, then the power. In terms of the recognition and the fame. Oh, I have 5 million followers. What will happen? Are you free from insecurity? That is the main question. I have $1 million. Are you free from the insecurity? I am because of the love. I am not because of loveless life. So, subject matter has to be very clear, and then check yourself. Am I a qualified seeker? Second one. Third is the result. Now link all the three together, permutation and combination. Subject matter with seeker. Subject matter with the result. Subject and seeker with the result. What will happen? Your mind will start changing. That is what Sam and Stephen was talking. You will discover that how to apply this wisdom in your daily life. It's not the question how much you have. It is the question when you apply this wisdom, you start removing the confusion from your life. Understand, confusion, ignorance, maya, delusion, all are impure mind, all are same. So once that is clear, then what happens? Then it only takes time. Because the knowledge is realized in stages, and once you enter into that, being a qualified seeker, you are treading the path. You will never mind even some challenges comes from the world. The world is going to offer the challenges. Not every day is the same. This world is full of likes and dislikes, hate and love. This is going to happen. Do you think when Buddha got awakened, everyone loved him? He was stoned wherever he went to the villages to guide and teach, at least for 3 to 4 years. Look at the Jesus. Look at our great people. So, but their perception of these challenges is totally different than how we have those references. The most beautiful thing. Now, I remember, that is wonderful. If you do not accept the real self, which is full of permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom, if you do not accept, then it is better to stop studying and stop learning and practicing meditation. Many people come to me, you have seen a lot of people join and they leave. Oh, do you have stress? Who doesn't have a stress? I become a philosopher instantly. So that needs to be dropped from the mind. That needs to be dropped from the mind. So now make it very clear. So once we have a confusion, that is known as ignorance, that is known as delusion, that is known as maya, that is known as impure mind. At the level of a seeker, all appears to be same. So I have to remove the confusion. First by the intellect, by understanding the very nature of the real self. Did you understand clearly the two methods of inquiry? Simple inquiry. Thing is unknown to me. Then I receive a knowledge. I don't know Kate, so Stephen tells me about the Kate, I get the knowledge. So because I didn't have a previous knowledge, so there is no confusion. You see the signs. We study the science in a college, in school, in university. So here is the principle, atom is this. I didn't know before. So there is no confusion. There is a confusion of understanding. But in the field of self-enquiry, I know something, but I don't know the reality. It is mixed up. It is mixed up. When I wake up in the morning, maybe I become the body. After a few hours, I become the mind. After a few hours, I become the emotion. After a few hours, I become a good and noble person. I'm ready to do anything for the sake of society and the nation and return again. So all these things are continuing in my life. I become stress, I become anxiety, I become duality. So that confusion has to be removed by self-enquiry. And we have to earn the wealth of discernment. We have to earn the wealth of a discernment, and that discernment is known as viveka. Viveka means to separate. So first inquiry does not need any separation because there is no confusion in my life. Second one demands separation. So where to separate? In my intellect. So I have to think. I have given you example like blueness of the sky. Now see the confusion. If sky does not exist, the blueness has no value. See the confusion? If the real self is not there, body, mind, intellect, ego is not there. But we give too much importance that I am the body, mind, intellect, and ego, and there the lot of problem arise. There comes self-enquiry, viveka. That is what is known as viveka. Confusion, see that. We say, yes, I am in stress. We don't question, is stress my essential nature? No. Because I love happiness, I love peace. That is my nature. So you see, I have a real life experience of stress. Real life, according to the human being. But at the same time, that stress is nothing but the blueness of a sky. That needs to be understood. Are you getting it? So first thing that I have to separate, this blueness is nothing but the stress and anxiety, duality, conflict. Why? Because I'm searching security. I want to get rid of the fear. Tell me why you want to earn wealth. Ultimately, you will find the reason security. Are you secure? We all have different amount of wealth. Are we secure? So I have to separate. Security is superimposed on the wealth. I have to separate it. Just separate it. Let the wealth remain as wealth. Once that happens in your intellect, you are ready and you are a higher level of a seeker. Now see, mind is always running, wandering, causes anxiety only because I am searching the security, freedom from the fear in those things where they are not available. They are not available. Last time also I told you, does the dollar bill shows anywhere that I will make you secure? There is a picture of our president, and that's all you can exchange. It's a power of exchange. I will die because you honey if you leave me. So is the security written on the honey? Is the state of fearlessness is there? It does not mean that we should not love. This is, what I'm talking about viveka. I have to question. I should not live like animals. Animals do not question. Have you seen animal questions? Why they don't question? They live at the lower level of self-awareness. We live at a higher level of self-awareness. Whether you are studying Eastern wisdom or not, this level of self-awareness in the human race is always present. Then they are going to haunt you at any point of time. Again, our dear friend, after 27 years, it haunted Bill Gates. It's a good example. So, what Eastern wisdom does, it says, here are the principles, power of discernment. Start using it and see how you can get rid of the security. So now, understand another. This viveka or discernment is the cause of dispassion. Someone talked about is dispassion that I should be neutral about anything happening outside. No. So viveka is the cause of dispassion. Dispassion is the cause of 6 treasures, 6 wealth of the mind, and one of the wealth is sama, peace, happiness. Now every day you wake up in the morning and you are in peace. Whatever you are doing it in peace. You are doing it in peace. So once we have understood this, now comes, there is another point that needs to be understood. Human being cannot do without working, making an effort. And that working pertains to millions and millions of desires in the world. Our masters have categorized into 4 groups: earning wealth, having pleasure. These 2 are very much common in animal race and the human being. But because I live at a higher level of self-awareness, and I find, today I have eaten the choice of my food, I have the choice of my clothes, I have the choice of my car, I have the choice of my home, everything is done. Still I feel emptiness. Why that emptiness? I'm looking for security, freedom from the fear, abundance of peace and happiness, which I didn't get it. So once I start thinking clearly, then I remove the confusion of the wealth and the pleasure that can give me security and freedom from the fear. So our master says that is what is known as self-discovery. Let me discover the self. So if I find by any chance that this self is full of fear, then there is no way to get rid of the fear. So let us live our life with the fear. And anyhow, if we find that real self is of the nature that offers us total freedom from the fear, from the insecurity, from the confusion, from the stress and anxiety, this is what is known as awakening. But without viveka, we cannot get this. We cannot get this. So, from the next session, we will understand that what exactly is viveka according to the Eastern wisdom. Everything that I explained, it becomes. But to give you a simple idea that how to separate in my intellect at all time in my life. Nitya nitya vastu vivekaha. So now through the intellect, I separate whatever is changing. Now, did I tell you? Sweetness of a sugar is the essential nature. Essential nature of the sun is light, heat of the fire. So what is my essential nature? So once we have understood this, now we go to a specific understanding that whatever is changing in this world perceived by the mind is anitya. That cannot be my real nature. So I'm leaving the discussion on this part. So now we come to viveka. Viveka, real viveka means that I have to live in that field of awareness where I'm aware of the changing, so that I can reach to what is unchanging in me. What is changing in the world, what is unchanging in the world. Think of it. Start thinking from this. So we'll go with a beautiful understanding and definition of these viveka. Let us start our journey of meditation. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. I'm so happy. The step one of the practice is changing. That is what we had a discussion before the beginning of this session. So body is steady, eyes are closed, mind is looking inside. Now I need not to explain too much about this step. Mentally you are folding the hands in Namaste Mudra. More and more visualization of yourself will help you bring about a change in your attitude. That is what Krishna was saying. So you're folding the hands mentally in Namaste Mudra in front of the rib cage. All the fingers are joined. You are pressing the thumb gently at the center of the rib cage mentally. Everything is happening mentally. And then you look inside the center of the palm. Become aware of that space. Namaha, not me. You see, there are hundreds of verses. Not me. What is not me? That is the confusion. I am the body, mind, intellect, ego, husband, wife, son, daughter, wealthy, rich, poor. Not me. That leads to a sense of humility. I don't know who am I. So then who am I? Can you help me? Eastern wisdom helps us. So it gives us the very first indication that this real self is self-existent. Means it is independent of anything outside. That is why we say, I love peace, because peace is my essential nature. I love happiness. It is self-evident. Don't you see that it is self-evident? And it is self-luminous. So the first, namaste, not me, and then you say, oh, Teachers are saying, this is I am. Let me explore. The practice begins. That is what it is. So being comfortable. I have given almost 50 different explanations of being comfortable. Pick up any one. At least 1 or 2, 3 should settle in your mind. Look at the neck joint object, constantly changing. Then I move to experience, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. You see, sensation, comfortable, and steadiness, I feel now, but after the meditation I may not feel now, so it is also changing. Okay, because it is changing, so namaste, not me. Then I enter into the space. At least one thing is clear, the space does not change. Space is always there. That's why we refer the mind to the space. With reference to the space, everything is changing. See that? Look at the shoulder joints. Be there. Feel. Sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Now see that our understanding is deeper. It is clear. So now it is easy for the mind to follow the practice without any hindrance. This people do not understand, do not want to understand. Oh, you're not giving me a practice. So sensation, comfort, and steadiness, not me, and then the space. Now I live into that awareness. The space seems to me is a totally unchanging, and the moment you are aware of the body, mind, intellect, the world outside, everything is changing. So we are entering into the soul of viveka, discernment. How? Through awareness. You need not to do the practice. Awareness of the entire body. All the joints. All the joints of the body, feeling. We continue with the same journey, but now we live in extraordinary awareness. That is the beauty. In that awareness, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Namaste, not me. And the viveka comes here. Contrast, changing, unchanging. Being carefree. Apply the same viveka. Thoughts are coming and going, changing the mind. So mind is changing. The thoughts are continuously coming and going, entering and leaving. Oh, it's a changing nature. So my viveka in the intellect says, whatever is changing is not me. I'm laying a foundation for the next session. Whatever is changing in this world cannot be me. Allow the intellect to settle into that state. You will see 50% of the fears are already gone. I want to hold on what changes. I don't want a thing that is changing not to change. Honey, you should not change. the way I loved you before and now. Look at it, how simple it is. Can I stop any change? Answer is no. So what is the solution? Find out what is unchanging reality. That is the meaning of let the thought come, let it go. They are changing. Why to worry? Why to chase? Why to hold on? Have you heard the word choiceless awareness? That is one step of our meditation. But still, I lose awareness. I do not live into that extraordinary awareness. So there comes the secondary steps. The practice. And we have been doing it. Let us start looking at the heart within the space. And I have told you, it is, no doubt, it is quick, short, but the gentle breath, as if you are enjoying breathing from the rib cage. You will undergo hundreds of changes, experiences. Every experience changes, so note that experience, but continue. Let us see that. What will happen? You will experience a total space and a blankness in the head for a temporary period, and then we can go deeper. Start. Just continue. Continue. We want to get rid of the delusion of a change by the changing practice. Breath is also a changing practice. Maintain your awareness and continue. But gentle, short, and quick. You need not worry. Continue to have a changing experiences, but continue the journey. We want to make it a little deeper. Continue. Same simple, short, quick, and gentle breath. When the mind objects to it, that is resisting the change. So simple. So we can continue. And stop it. We have done for 5 minutes today. And now look at the breath, the flow of the breath. If it is equal, make sure that the mind is already absorbed inside. You see that we start thinking of lot of color visions, then I can retain the breath. No, we don't need that. When we have a 90% knowledge, 10% practice is required. Look at the breath at the tip of the nose, and if flow of the breath more or less are equal. Experience. Move the mind on the entire body from the top of the head to the toes. Experience sensation, relaxation and stillness inside. Space in the sensation, calmness and quietness. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita Namastasyai Namastasyai Namastasyai. You see, it's almost an unknown journey to the unknown, not an unknown journey. Means I have to yet to know the real self. So that's why we have thousands of steps. So the verse means, O Goddess, you are present as permanent peace deep inside my heart. That is why I do namaste, namaste, namaste to you. Namaste means, not me, except peace is there. Can we live with that in our intellect? So instead of doing the Sarve Sham Swastir Bhavatu, we will follow this. 10 seconds of inhalation, 15 seconds of retention of the breath. In that retention, we just Sarve Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. You are seated in me as peace. That is why namaste, namaste, namaste. So, inhale deeply. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita Namastasyai 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 Namo Namo. That peace is deep inside. Namaste, keep aside what is changing, release the breath, and be there in that state of peace. Inhale. Continue to inhale deeply. Retain the breath, looking inside. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. You see, 3 times we are Namaste. Release the breath. Just be there. Check. The moment you release the breath, the mind doesn't react. You feel as if you're perfectly normal. The breath is released in peace. There are many indications as we go along. Inhale deeply. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath. Yadevi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. O Goddess, you are seated as peace consciousness in all the beings, including me. Why shouldn't I do Namaste to you? You see the question? Release the breath. Sometimes we question and answer is hidden there. Inhale deeply. Continue to inhale deep into the belly, into the rib cage. Retain the breath, looking inside the heart. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Now you know. Namastasyai, Namastasyai, Namastasyai. Namaste, Namaste. So Namaste, not me. Where the me is hanging on the change. Release the breath. I pick up that very clearly. There is another way to understand Namaste. That I am hanging on what is changing. Viveka says what is changing is not me. Inhale, deep, silent and slow. Continue to inhale. Retain the breath. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namo. You are seated in everywhere. Release the breath. We are applying Viveka, the discernment, 100%. And the moment you apply Viveka 100%, the intellect takes the minds deeper and deeper and deeper. Inhale, deep, silent and slow. Retain the breath. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namaha. We are doing Namaste 3 times so that at least we should not miss. Release the breath. Not me. Whatever is changing. That is another way to understand this. Inhale, deep, silent, slow. Retain the breath. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, 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 namo namo. You are seated as permanent peace everywhere. Release the breath. You see the beauty of these verses, the way they have, masters have offered us. Now keep looking inside the heart in the space. Pick up a point in the space. Shantu Ham. I am the peace. Continue to move the mind inside. Second milestone. A point in the space. Shantu Ham. In the state of total stillness, relaxation, calmness, quietness, mind is living within, and the intellect is living in viveka, the wealth of the intellect. Third milestone. Then the mind perceives the space all around. Whatever is changing is present in the space. What does not change is the space. So you see that in meditation, the time comes when this mind, as if, stops moving. It appears stand still. That is explained by Patanjali. The meditator is absorbed, merges with meditation. That is. Mind merges does not mean that you lose awareness, you fall into unconsciousness. It is another level of your consciousness. What is that? We succeed in separating change from the unchanging. Then what happens? It's a matter of your experience. Why should I tell? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shanti Rupena Sanstita. Namastasyai, 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 Namo Namo. You are seated as permanent state of the peace in all the beings. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Stephen?
I'm really good. Excuse me. Just a very quick, deep meditation. A point in the meditation that I found, it's becoming easier and easier. The breathing, the depth of the meditation. Today, one thing that really stood out for me is the visualization of having the hands in this point here. And to me, I actually questioned myself of, was I physically doing it? Because the visualization was so real that I felt like my hands were together. And as I put my thumbs to my rib, it almost as if my whole body started to open up.
Yes.
And I saw this, and there was no fear, there was no questioning of what was going on, and I just felt happiness coming out of my center of my chest, and that was throughout the whole meditation. So thank you.
What a beautiful way to narrate. Not me leads to happiness, and the me causes unhappiness. So we have to separate the two. How are you, David and Jerry?
Yeah, very, very good. To Stephen's point, continues to get easier. This time, for whatever reason, I was attracted to my heart. So my entire meditation was being done through my heart. So if that makes sense, I was scanning my body through my heart, and it just created this intense warmth the entire time.
Oh yeah, what a beautiful experience. That's good. How are you, Jerry?
So I'm good. It was quick. From the time we closed the eyes, the focus was in the space. And so everything you were saying and the breathing and the mantra, I was just the focus was the space and how the space didn't change, but things may come and go through the space, but the space stayed the same. And that was the focus.
That's another way to narrate it. That's what we are going to do in the future. Now ask yourself, does those previous experiences when we started this journey, does it matter? Does anything color? Does it matter? But that is how we have to continue the journey. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. I again found it very easy to perform the breathing exercise. almost as if, I think Uncle Stephen mentioned this way back, that if you have some sort of thought while you're doing it, it disrupts. But today I actually was so dialed into doing it, I found my mind even wandering, but I was still able to keep it going the whole time without any interruptions or confusion. And then once we were done with that, I just felt myself kind of, my whole almost imagery of my face opening up and just feeling myself going down into my heart. And that's where I stayed, and it was great.
Beautiful, beautiful. I told you a couple of times that whenever I used to go to Phoenix to give a lesson, so it is a 45 minutes drive, and I used to do 45 minutes of quick, short and gentle breathing while driving. Don't do that, with a disclaimer. So once I get down, I find, I'm just at my home, totally calm and relaxed. So these tools, we are going to understand. Today we did it for 5 minutes. It's a great achievement. How are you, Christina? And then we'll go to Kate, yeah.
Wonderful. That was very, very fast, and I felt that I was frozen almost. I was totally disconnected from
the world.
I don't know
outside.
if I was still, but
you were still.
I felt complete stillness, and I really enjoyed that I was able to take from your previous lessons the stepping back, because that's something that helps me a lot. And stepping back during the breath work, I almost thought that I wasn't doing the breath work anymore, because I was just listening. And so it all flowed, and it just happened, and I didn't do anything, it felt like. So
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Understand, whatever is changing, real self is not there. So never feel, if I am not doing the breath work, I will not reach to that state. So we're going to remove those issues. How are you, Kate?
I'm well. I was what I appreciated is when you said the meditator and the meditation merge and are like one. It just felt, I was like, yeah, yeah, with you.
Beautiful. Yeah. That is what happens. That is going to happen. Beautiful. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good. I feel very, very calm. At one point during the meditation, I started to feel very warm and very heavy and almost weighted to the ground.
That's another good experience, yes. That's wonderful. And Terry, all are my friends, so when I say my friend Terry, does not mean that
I would like to know, where can I get that exact verse to see how it's spelled and everything, because I know it, from before, but I really felt, during this practice today, I didn't do anything right, but when the visualization of to me it came out like a little self in the center of you, and then all this stupid stuff, like I'm twitching around and my eyes won't shut and I can't do the fast breathing consistently. That all became like a bunch of stuff. It's all stuff that's changing. So I just let it be stuff and let it do its thing. I didn't judge myself or anything.
Yeah.
And I just let the little person be the meditator.
Good. It is going to happen. How are you, Sangeeta?
सर बहुत अच्छा था और एक एक्सपीरियंस वो होता है ग्रेटिट्यूड का बहुत होता है माँ के लिए मतलब बहुत अच्छी फीलिंग आती है.
Yes, gratitude towards the goddess mother who is in the form of peace, seated in every being. You know, that is the vision our great masters have created for us to realize that real self. This is what happens. So beautiful. I think more or less everyone has a similar experience in one way or the other. Do you have any question? Do you hear any other noise besides my noise? No? Oh, I'm so good, you know. Jerry, or yeah, Stephen also, and has seen my room where I give lessons. So the sun remains present since morning until 2 p.m. So it becomes hot. So I have put a portable AC. So I am listening the noise, but you guys are not listening. Oh, that's quite good. Then I'm happy. At least I can work with it. I have to close the door, and so that. Ah, that's good. I think it means my mic is filtering that noise. Yeah, it is happening. That is good. That is what we have to filter what is changing. So we reach to what is unchanging. So filter. That is all for today. Thank you. We'll meet again.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste.